This is Houston. Say again, please.
Houston, we've had a problem.
Hey there guys, and welcome to another vlog. And today I want to talk about Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, which has been out for a little while now, and I played it at launch of the game, and I kind of parts of me wondered why this game existed in the first place. I expect it was simply for hype. It was simply to get people perhaps used to the new voice of Snake, get them used to the new way of playing. Although, to be fair, the way of playing isn't it's not rocket science. That you know, there's some cool stuff that he's thrown in. Snake looks great. The graphics look great. It's nothing. There's nothing there that I wouldn't have expected to see from Kojima. It looks fantastic, sounds fantastic. It's got all those little styles of Kojima, big cinematics at the beginning. There's not in this game. There's not a massive amount of cinematics throughout the game. There's kind of a massive one at the beginning and a massive one at the end, and it all sets itself up fairly nicely for the Phantom Pain, which is going to come 2015, we assume. If it's anything like any other game that's being launched, it will probably get delayed until 2018, the way things are going with games at the minute. But I enjoyed playing it. I've never been compelled to go back and play it again. But that's not to say there was anything wrong with it. It just didn't have an awful lot in it. I mean, you can actually finish this game in 20 minutes. I think there's some people have finished it in 10. I think it's been finished so quickly because there's basically two main missions, and then you end up going back to a chopper into a cutscene, and it sets up for the Phantom Pain. Now, that's a little bit harsh on the game because there is a load of sort of, when you finish it the first time, it unlocks a whole load of little side missions. You can go off and do them. There's all this sort of doing the levels to, you know, an A standard and all this sort of stuff. So you can kind of play through it multiple times if you want to get the trophies for it, and if you're the sort of person that really gets pleasure out of perfecting a level and getting the highest possible score for it, then you'll have a blast with it, and it's absolutely great fun. The massive Metal Gear Solid fans will get the most out of this game, because if you really love Snake and you really love Metal Gear Solid, then you won't have minded paying the 30 quid for it, and I think you can get it cheaper than that now, or 25 quid or whatever it was people paid, and you'll have had a great time with it, and you know, and fair play to them, that's fine. I guess part of the reason for this game was maybe to get people used to, well, I think to set it up for the Phantom Pain, so we kind of know what the character we're getting in the Phantom Pain is all about. It's obviously a very different game, the Phantom Pain, because it's open world and it's massive, and you know, we've yet to see the full extent of just how big that world's going to be. And it does look intriguing story-wise, so I'm really excited about the Phantom Pain. This is a little, I mean, it's like it's a prologue to the game, isn't it? So it's going to be interesting to see if this actually ever. I think, to be honest, this will probably just end up in bargain buckets and such like. I think, unless you're an actual Metal Gear Solid massive fan, in which case you'll just keep it in your collection. I mean, I'll keep it. I mean, I love the Metal Gear Solid games. I just didn't see that there was much point to this one. You could probably have released a movie, a 5-minute movie to set up the game, really. But I guess to some extent we were trying to get used to Kiefer Sutherland being the new voice of Snake, which is something a lot of people still don't understand. I kind of get it. I think to some extent, I think Kojima was trying to bring Snake kind of forward in time a little bit. I think the quirky voice of old Snake maybe had run its course. So I can kind of get that. I kind of get why he wanted to do something different with it. Kiefer Sutherland's got a very unique voice anyway, and in this, he doesn't say a great deal in this game, but when he does, it really works, and everything fits in well. So all in all, it's certainly worth a playthrough. If you can get it at sort of a £5 or a £10, then yeah, absolutely give it a go. I wouldn't recommend anyone who's not a massive Metal Gear Solid fan paying 30 quid for it. But it is absolutely great. It was nice to see some of the new features. You've got the sort of holographic type map that comes out in front of you when you use your gadgets and everything. There's all the usual gadgetry type stuff going on, lots of little things to tinker with, recordings to pick up, dropped items to find, and there's a really nice action type a bullet time feature they've put in. So if you get into, the nice thing about this one is actually you can do it obviously predominantly it is a sneak game, but you can, if you get into trouble, shoot your way out of it, and it gives you tools like the bullet time feature where you can actually go into slow-mo and everything starts happening at a much slower pace, so you can kind of dig yourself out of trouble a bit, which is really nice. I really like that. I really like the calling in of choppers, and if you rescue someone, for example, you can take them to a pickup spot, call the chopper down, and you can view the map and see where the safest chopper zone might be and all that sort of stuff. So that was really cool. There were some really cool bits in it. So I'm really looking forward to seeing those really cool bits in a much bigger game, which will be the Phantom Pain next year. Absolutely great to see Snake back. I hope the Phantom Pain is everything that everybody wants it to be. I hope the world's as big as we want it to be, and I hope it's diverse, because my only concern with the Phantom Pain is, from everything I've seen, you're just wandering around a desert all the time, and so if this whole open world is just wandering around a desert all the time, it concerns me that it might get a little bit monotonous for me personally. In saying that, you know, Red Dead Redemption didn't get monotonous, and that was, you know, Wild West desert type areas, so fingers crossed that it's going to be a good one and that it'll hold my attention span. You know, I don't mind a game being open world. I mean, it's a wonderful thing, but if you can't fill it with something that keeps people interested, then what's the point? You know, Watch Dogs made a massive city, and I got bored. And it's a great looking game, it's got some great stuff in it, but they clearly struggle to find stuff to put into that world that would keep people interested, and other people have done it far better. Obviously the Grand Theft Auto teams have done it better. Sleeping Dogs was an awesome game, absolutely enjoyed that. So make an open world by all means, but fill it with things I want to do. So fingers crossed that we get that in the Phantom Pain. I think open worlds are going to be things, open worlds are going to be all over the place in this gen of console because of the power they've got. So hopefully things like Watch Dogs, even Watch Dogs 2, will have learnt a lesson from that sort of thing. And they'll think long and hard about how big they should make a world. Because if you can't fill it with something, just make it smaller, it's fine. It doesn't have to be a never-ending world, it doesn't have to be Skyrim every time. So, yeah, so anyway, I ramble on. So really looking forward to Phantom Pain. If you can get that cheap, pick it up and play it, because it's absolutely, it looks great, feels great, shoots great, just very short. Hope you've enjoyed this, hope you've enjoyed the footage, and I'll make another one soon, and I'll speak to you all soon. Take it easy, bye.